Rocket Man.
I rude boy, shut up. Shut up. Better than me? Shut up. Shut up. Best in the scene. Tell my man, yo.
What's going on, everybody? Rockman here, back for another episode of Just the Tips. And if you're enjoying just my tips, be sure to leave a like and share it with your friends. Let's get right into this one. Today, guys, I've been messing around with the deployable targets and seeing how we can use them in our base. So what I've managed to come up with is a few different concepts. This is just straight experimenting, learning as I go. So lots of these I wouldn't actually do, such as this one here. Because we don't actually collide with these bottom targets, we can't jump up onto the window. Unlike this one here, where we can jump up into the window and really make some clean shots. Other downside about this one is it's going to block a lot of our shots. So you can see that looks like a clean shot, but it's not going to make it through the window. That also being said, if we take a look at this one, which is almost the opposite of that one, we can jump up onto these and also make some shots underneath, as well as above. Keeping in mind that if you can shoot out, raiders can shoot in. Alright guys, so out of all the concepts I kind of have here, I really do like these ones. This actually does have a metal embroidery on it. You can't tell right now. Let's remove that window bar. I personally would not use those window bars. I'd use something like that one. Gives you more access to the window to make your shots, and ensures that raiders are going to have a damn hard time getting through the window. Each of these deployable targets have 250 damage and block the window. Let's see if I can show that to you guys here. Oh, I still have my remove. There we go. So with these in the window and these targets out of the way, just to make sure you can't pass through this window at all. So having these on here is actually adding 250 HP to blocking the window. You may only need to knock out one of these, but that's 250 HP right there. 500 HP on the metal bars, and another 250 or 500, I can't tell from here, on the embroisures. And what's more popular for base defense than windows? And that might just be the doorways, because you can actually get right up into a doorway and face people on the ground, get some clean shots. So all of these concepts are very similar, pretty much the same. This one's going to give you a bit of protection from farther away. You can see it almost gets half the door frame, just under half the door frame, whereas this one's going to get about a quarter of the door frame, but will protect you from shots lower down. So out of all of these concepts, I believe there's only one that I would really use. It's going to make a difference. Is this one here? It will help protect against shots farther away. And then you put this one down below, and that's going to stop shots from right underneath. Now that one's a little bit trickier to actually do. If we jump out here, you can see what I've done is this target is on the window ledge, and that target is on the door ledge. So to do this, you actually have to have a window underneath and a doorway up top. A little bit tricky to do and pull off, but I really think it's worth it. Continuing on to our roof, I threw up a whole bunch of the deployable targets, basically as many as I could fit in here. Something to keep in mind, guys, is that you can shoot under these, and the raiders can shoot under these. Also, you can shoot over and between them very well, so make sure that this blue part is in between you and whatever you're firing at. So what I really like about this concept, guys, is if a raider is attacking you and you're hiding behind these targets, and he hits the targets, they're going to release the hit marker sound, leading him to believe that you may have more damage than you actually do. Ooh, one more shot and he's down? Not quite. After putting up all those targets on the roof, I realized it was not a half bad idea being able to confuse our raiders on how much damage we have taken, but it really wasn't offering enough protection to make me happy, so I came up with this idea. And you can see down here it's just an empty hollow room to make it look like a tower. But when we come through these doors, we have these shelving units all lined with the targets. So going back to what I said before, not offering enough protection on the last setup, this one doesn't actually offer a whole lot more protection. So one thing you can do is, instead of these wooden boxes, is these barricades will fit there. It makes it a little trickier to do because you have to have these shelves perfectly lined up, otherwise you won't be able to go through these doors anymore, which is why I opted to use these boxes. I like them a little more, although they are trickier to jump up onto these shelves from rather than these, which have a nice height of actually lining up right to our shelf and you can almost walk right onto it. So this is an untested concept for me, guys. I just kind of threw this together, but I really think it would block a lot of the incoming bullets, especially if you kept moving, and really confuse the raider whether or not they're hitting you. Especially in the dark, they may think some of these targets are people and just keep popping shots at them. So one thing I really like about this idea, guys, is you can walk through these targets, but bullets don't go through them. You can stick the end of your gun out and make some pretty neat shots and quickly pop back in. One thing to note while putting this together, guys, as you can see, this target is out of alignment, bringing this tire off the level of the shelf, meaning I can't walk through here. So you want to make sure all your targets are in the proper locations. As you can see on this side, I can walk cleanly all the way around and not worry about clipping into anything. So just something to keep in mind. Make sure all your tires are level. And just so you can tell what it would be like to be a raider on this base, this is the doorway example that I like, matched with the window that I like. So it's going to be really hard to get our shots through here. Between the bars and the targets, there's very little room to be shooting through. Same with, oh, that's a downside. Always remember to be resetting your targets as they are fired down. But as you can see right underneath, I wasn't able to put too many shots through the window, or the door rather. And from farther away, that one would be blocking about there, just like this one is. So it'd be a little trickier to get your shots into the player. Alright, and there's the improved concept from the outside with the shelves. I really like the look of this one, guys. And as you can see, just firing off, well, let's finish the clip. A full clip there. I didn't hit any players, there are no players in there, and we heard about 10 to 15 different hit mark sounds. So I just had this thought now, guys. I'm going to test the concept. I put up a wooden sign here behind where I'm going to be firing through. So any ammo that makes it past all of this blockade we have up here is going to hit this sign. Just to show you guys, it does do about 3 damage per shot. Okay, and here we are. I would really like to show you how this looks at night, even though I don't know. I can only assume it would be very confusing, but there is no night on this server. It's the Builder Bob server. So the next best thing is a bunch of solar glare. So you can kind of see it would be a little bit confusing where a player would be if you don't have very good visual on them. So what I'm going to do is just start spraying left to right and obviously up and down because the AK is hard to control. And we're just going to see how many bullets make it through to that wooden sign. So I believe this is going to make it the 4th clip. And I just wanted to kind of point out there is a lot of hit marker sounds going on. It sounds like I'm killing many people. And because of that solar glare, I can't really tell what's going on at all. On first glance, we have, looks to be 3 targets down. And our sign took about 100 damage. Okay, guys, and just to do some simple math here, we did 1 damage before, so that would have actually been 109, leaving it at 91. And we're going to divide that by 3 because it did 3 damage on each, so approximately 30 bullets went through. Now that may seem like a lot, but that is only 25% of what we fired through because we sent 4 clips and basically 1 full clip has gone through. And over now to the damage of the shelves and the actual targets themselves. I'm a poet and I don't know it. Over to the shelves and the deployable targets. You can see there was a significant amount of damage actually done to a few of them. Let's check the ones that went down. Yeah, quite a bit of health taken off a few of them here. And the shelves have actually lost a decent amount of health as well. But we were using explosive rounds, which are going to damage objects a lot more than normal rounds. By any means, this design is not flawless. It is something to build on. I really do think that this could be taken to a really cool level where the raiders would have no clue whether they're hitting you or not, where you are, and you'd have a lot of defendability in your base. So if you got any ways to improve on this idea, guys, definitely send me a message in the comments. If you got any other ideas for Just the Tips videos, leave it down below. And I'll see you in the next episode of Just the Tips. Later days.